if you've been watching my channel for the past year or so, while I test AI tools for English learning, you will know that there's one test AI just can't pass, and that is the usually pronunciation test. Can it understand a non-native English speaker trying to say the word usually and then teach it correctly? That's the question. And I've always thought, since that's so difficult, the first AI tool that can do that well is something new. We're in a different world with AI and English learning. Well, we might be there. We might be there. Let's take a look at Google Gemini 3. This is Google's latest model. And this thing is pretty crazy. Now, you can't have a conversation with Gemini 3, as far as I know. It's not in the live voice chat, but you can build stuff with it. Now, this is Google AI Studio, and I think it's honestly the best, most intuitive one to use if you're not a developer and you don't really want to be one, right? I don't want to be a professional developer, but I want to create things. I think that this way of building stuff is a new form of creativity because it goes straight from your imagination to a thing that you can use, run, and even deploy that other people can use. So with that in mind, I spent about 30 minutes with Gemini 3 vibe coding to see if I could create a pronunciation coach that could actually teach the pronunciation of the word usually. I need to fix that so it's more readable, but I can paste this in, and this has two uses of the word usually. There's usually and unusually. So I want to make sure those are there because we're trying to test to see if the usually test has been passed by AI at last. All right, now we read. And I'm going to read this with mistakes to see if it's able to catch all of the mistakes and explain, very importantly, why those are mistakes and explain how to fix them. Usually, Silas, stubborn viren, ids to sifta, sawin, silky seashells, beside the station. This season, after an unusually suspenseful session, his sensible decision is to sell the shells, not stash them. Analyzing. Wow, okay, so many issues here. 52% is my score. I think that's pretty bad, right? And I think it caught pretty much everything that I said that was wrong. The only thing I'm seeing here is I definitely said dem instead of them. And so it looks like it didn't catch that one. But the other ones, I think it did catch. So I can click on these and I can see what I said, what's incorrect. Pronounced usually. Yes, that's right. Instead of usually. Yes, that's right. This one missed the possessive S ending. Yes, that's also right. You said verin. The middle j sound was incorrect. Yes, okay, so the explanation is good.
Silas. Usually.
Right.
Vision.
Yes.
Suspenseful.
Added extra vowels between consonants. I did say suspenseful, yes. So the mistakes that it's pointing out are the right mistakes. The right mistakes? Can I say? Yeah. The mistakes that I actually did make, which for especially for usually to get that in conversational AI, ChatGPT, it's just not good, right? They can't point out exactly what I said that's wrong. And when I say, can you say it correctly? They just completely get lost and completely lose their minds. There's some weird responses to that because I've done that test so many times that just go completely off the rails. Now, that's not even the most interesting thing here. I have my original, usually, Silas, okay, and the native version.
Usually, Silas's stubborn vision is to sift 7 silky seashells beside the station. This season, after an unusually suspenseful session, his sensible decision is to sell the shells, not stash them.
And I think if I were going to spend more time on this tool, I would add a shadowing feature so that then you can click on the native version, slow it down and speed it up, and do real-time shadowing. That would be very cool. But that's still not it. I want to hear from my pronunciation coach. Okay, I see what's wrong. I see what the mistakes are. I want somebody to explain it to me. How do I do it correctly? What exactly is wrong? So let's listen.
Let's dive into the details because there are a few specific patterns holding you back. First, we need to fix the zh sound found in vision, decision, and usually. Right now, you're making an R sound there, so vision sounds like verin. To fix this, round your lips slightly and buzz your vocal cords, just like a sh sound, but with voice. Second, be careful not to add extra vowels to words. You said sifta instead of a sharp sift. Cut that final sound off cleanly. Lastly, watch your V's. In 7, place your top teeth on your bottom lip so it vibrates. Don't round your lips like a W.
All of that is exactly right. Exactly right. Exactly right. So I got this idea because, number one, I was frustrated by all the AI tools who can't do this. And okay, I thought Gemini 3, the smartest one ever. Maybe it can. And I think it can. But also, over the years, let's say, for example, recently, people maybe in the 90-day program will send me clips of themselves speaking pronunciation, and I will listen, and then I make notes. I write down notes, things people say, and I send them feedback based on what my ear hears, right? You said this, you could say this. You said this, you could say this, right? And then I give them a native version that they can listen to and practice. So it's coming from how I give feedback to students who need help with their pronunciation. And this is doing pretty much exactly that. It's missing the interactive function, but hey, that's something maybe we could build in. This is, as I said, just a simple version that I built in a very short period of time. It's pretty crazy. So the breakdown, phoneme accuracy, 50% pretty bad, linking and rhythm, 55% not great. And then the main one, the ZH sound, as in measure, you replaced with R, which is correct. There are some significant pronunciation habits to unlearn here. The most prominent issue is with the ZH, R, V sound. Yes, okay, so that's very good. Then we have a word list that you could just copy. You click on that, and it copies the whole word list. You can paste it in, then take that copied word list and add it to a new thing to practice, saying, to pronounce, so that you're working on your weak areas. And then we have a breakdown with specific things, problem sounds, flow and linking sounds, and rhythm and intonation, right? Specifics. And I've specified here that everything should be written like this, suspenseful, right? Instead of using phonetic symbols, just because I don't like phonetic symbols. I don't like it. So I could retry it or I could do a new challenge. I think it's really cool. I think that AI has passed the usually challenge. I really do. I mean, what else do you need other than that? It's done it. But I'm not claiming that I've done anything crazy or amazing or magical here. I just had an idea and I thought, what if? What if? And I think that's really where Gemini 3 excels, especially building stuff. I don't think Gemini 3 is in Gemini Live. I don't think you can actually have a live conversation with Gemini 3 right now, as far as I know, but you can build stuff with Gemini 3. And if you're thinking, oh, well, I don't want to build stuff. I don't know anything about coding. Well, listen, I don't really know anything about coding either. I'm not a developer. I don't even want to be a developer. I really don't. But we're getting to a point where making stuff like this is no longer needing to be a developer. It just takes an idea, a clear understanding of what success looks like for your idea, and a little patience and some specific instructions. And that process of creating the thing, making the thing, it's actually really fun. It's very playful. I really think it's a new type of creativity. Vibe coding is very creative, very fun. You can listen to music or have a show on in the background and you're vibe coding. It's actually pretty great in my opinion. So if you're the type of person who just says, well, I don't know anything about that stuff. Well, hey, hold on. Maybe you should be. Maybe this is becoming something else. Maybe this isn't technical anymore. Maybe this is just like grabbing a pencil and drawing a picture on a piece of paper. Playful, fun, no pressure, very creative, turning your ideas into something useful for you. And that's where it gets, I think, really cool, because if you can't find the thing that you need, it's like having a 3D printer. I'll just print the thing that I need. I have this little thing that I need. I need this. Where is it? I'll just 3D print it. I'll design it and 3D print it. It's kind of like that. I don't like any of the flashcard apps that are out there. I don't know why, I just don't like them. Okay, fair enough. Make it yourself. We're entering, I think, a new era of making custom stuff on demand as you need it. And that doesn't mean you have to make everything for yourself. Maybe you don't want to spend the time making this thing and you want to try out mine. At some point, I plan to make this available. Probably at first for people in the 90-day program. But I would like to eventually make this available for people who want to use it. And I think the difference between something like Gemini 3 and Gemini 2.5 is with 2.5, it was a lot of frustrating back and forth. Too much, not what I meant at all. You idiot. No, it's worse now. That kind of stuff. A lot of head banging on the wall sort of frustration. Eventually we get there, but it's just not as fun. What I'm realizing with Gemini 3 is that it's more fun, because Gemini 3 seems to be much more intuitive about what you're trying to do and how to get there, how to accomplish the thing that you're trying to do without the pulling your hair out. That's my experience so far. So 2 questions for you. Number 1, would you be interested in testing out something like this for yourself? I would probably make it available to people in the 90-day program first, but let me know if you're interested in something like that to practice your pronunciation. And then number 2, what tool, specifically for English learning, doesn't exist today that you've seen that should exist? What tool? Let me know in the comments. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe, please. That helps a lot. I would really appreciate that. Check out the 90-day program in the links in the description, and I will see you in the next one.